welcome to my channel. My name is Tess. Thank you once again for joining me. This is going to be my May update. Apologies for it being a day late. It is Monday the 8th. It didn't work yesterday, so we're here again today. Thankfully, it's a public holiday in Australia, so you get a semi put together me and not the hot mess that I was yesterday. It's probably going to be a bit of a quick video, more so than normal, because obviously a lot of May was taken up by Maynia, which I've already done recaps for, and this is just sort of my regular rotation while stitching Maynia. So let's get into it. For my 200,000 stitches personal challenge, I'm up to 44,334. I should be at 83,600, so it is slightly getting out of reach, but I'm not going to give up yet, because if I don't make it, I don't make it. In the month of May, I stitched 7,764, the majority of which were on Maynia projects. For instance, Haystack, the poor thing, only got 146 stitches. Most days it was a single stitch. So I will put in a little clip of where it was here. And here is where we are up to. So as I said, 146 stitches, almost no progress. I have, however, finished 3371 in the Mountains Reflection. I am aiming to have the rest of 3371 completed by the end of June, because I need to get my butt into gear with this project. It hasn't gotten the love it deserves. Giving me fluff. Next up, the temperature stitch. I haven't actually stitched on it at all since my last update, and I don't plan on stitching it. It just took too much time. I'm bored with it. It's not what I thought it would be, and I'm not actually sure if I would display it when I'm done anyway. So for the moment, I'm going to continue tracking the temperatures just in case I want to go back to it, but pretty likely that it will be a UFO. Next up is the peppermint sale. I'll put a little clip in of where it was last month. And this is where it is now. Not a lot of change. I think maybe I've done this side, these 3 blocks, but I have been focusing on the borders because I was burnt out. I didn't feel like stitching, and this was really nice and mindless. Also, Dance has gone back to the studio, but parents aren't allowed in, so having to stitch in the car, it's just a lot easier to have one colour, my scissors, and not have to worry about a chart or anything like that. So for now, I'm going to continue on the borders. I'm sort of tricking my own brain to get the borders completely done before I start doing the rest of the insides. Otherwise, I'll get to the end of the year and have a lot to do and no motivation to do it. So I'm not allowing myself to do any more of the actual fun black work until the borders are completely done on both sections. So it might be a bit boring with my updates. Hopefully I'll have it done sooner rather than later. Next up is the Cagliostro mystery sale for X Stitch Mag. I'll put in a little clip of where I was last month. And this is where I'm up to now. Obviously haven't done a lot, which is recurring theme for May because of Maynia. Part 2 was released the 1st of June, and rather than going back, finishing part 1 first and then filling it in, I'm just going off part 2 essentially. So I'm hoping to have this up to date by the next release. I think I've got 5 weeks left So fingers crossed. I don't know. If I'm not, I'm not. And then lastly, for my, I guess, regular updates with Go, again, I think I'm just going to drop it. It's too much stress. I've got 5 sales plus haystack, and I really want to keep doing fairy bubbles. I just don't have the time or the desire to separate myself anymore across the things. So I think Whip Go's also a bit of a bust for me this year. So that's it for my stitching. As I said, really not a lot. I think over the 3 whips, it would have only been 300 stitches. I didn't do that much on Cagliostro. Hopefully next month will be a lot more though, as I hopefully regain the love of stitching. But let's get into haul. I have a bit, and I have quite a bit still on the way. Oops. I'll show you what has arrived. So I've got my Silks for You Silk of the Month Club for April. Absolutely gorgeous colours. Every month I say it's my favourite, and I'm constantly blown away by the gorgeousness that arrives in my post office box. And then for May, I also have received my Silk of the Month. Apparently, I've just found out, because I thought there was an error, the Silk of the Month for May and October are actually standard stock items and not specialty dyed for the club, which works out well for me because I have fallen in love with these and will probably be ordering at least one hank. So normally I don't go through them, but I am going to quickly say what they are. So this is PR 066, CM 005, PR 084. I can see a project with a hank of this. It's got a really gorgeous variegation of pink and purple. So pretty. PR 112. And again, I need to find a project for this one, PR 143. So that is the last 2 months of my Silks for You club. I mentioned last month that I had 300 Annie Keepers on the way. Yeah, I bought more. So my 300 arrived. I clearly haven't used all of them because I've been busy. I ordered another 600 and they have also arrived. So I have a lot of Annie Keepers. I am not close to the possibility that I may have more. I just have to look at what they cover, what I need, and obviously I need to get the tracks, but I have so many Annies that I'm so excited. Moving on, I ordered a custom, no, it wasn't a custom dye. I ordered a piece of fabric from Jay's X Stitch, 32 count even weave, and this was iced chocolate. Now I bought this because Beth at the Desert Stitcher AZ, I'm completely blaming you, Beth. It was Heartstring Samplery Coffee Drinker's Confession. You can't see the gorgeousness. It's being very washed out. Yeah, so I bought this piece of fabric for that. I do have the chart on the way, but most of the specialty floss called for was out of stock, so it may be a while before I can actually start that, which is unfortunate. And last but certainly not least, I got a parcel from Caterpillar Cross Stitch, and they're upside down this way. Should have been more organised. I got the kits for Bloom and Grow and Positivity Rules, plus the matching needle minders. Yeah, so I'm super excited to jump into these. I would have started already, but again, I've been burnt out and I didn't want to grow to resent them. So I'm hoping I can pick them up soon. I am starting to get a bit better. I don't know what I'm saying. Yeah, so they will make their way into my regular updates. My plan for this month is to finish a colour on Haystack. I would like to have the borders done on Peppermint. Cagliostro, I'd love to be caught up, and I want to be up to date with positivity rules and at least started Bloom and Grow. The only other thing, I have a question for everyone. There are, I don't know what these are called, but they're used to, I guess, hold the fabric when you're using Q-snaps. Does anyone know of anything that is stronger than these? Depending on where in the chart I'm working, I can have quite a bit of excess fabric and they just don't hold it. They don't have the gripping power. I've seen like the claw hair thing. I'm terrified it's going to put a hole in my fabric, so I don't want to use that. Is there anything out there that I can use that you know about? I hope someone is able to help me. But on that note, I'm going to let you go and I will see you next month. Bye, guys.